17 school shootings this year and 161 since 2018. We chose school shootings. So the problem of school shootings is a growing problem with solutions we hope to discuss today, along with explain the problems commonly associated with them and aside from just kids getting shot or injured. Today we will be hearing from Ruth on the years with the most school shootings and the largest in those years. And then we will hear from Hannah about the Nashville shooting, which is the most recent shooting in current media. And then we will hear from Biz on some statistics associated with school shootings, and she will explain it from there. I will close it off as in the problem section, talking about student preparation and negatives regarding it. And after the problem section, we will hear from Biz and Hannah about possible solutions, and hear from me and Ruth at the end about what we chose as our solution and a statement of the problems.
The year of 2021 had the most school shootings for a total of 249 school shootings, as you can see in this graph. As you see, there are two different colors. The yellow is not without an active shooter, which means school threats, and blue is with an active shooter. So they had a lot more threats than actual shootings, which, I mean, it's a little better, but not good. So they had started recording the amount of school shootings and threats in a school year in the year of 1999 after the Columbine shooting. The biggest one by far was at a college, Virginia Tech, in 2007. There were 32 deaths. The young man had chained the doors closed and went into the dorm rooms, where there's not many places to hide. The second graph I have shows the injuries versus deaths total in each year. They both only go to 2022 because 2023 just started. The deadliest, like I said before, was Virginia Tech. I had gotten that information from security.org. The biggest recent one that was in 2023 is the Nashville shootings. Hannah will be talking to us on that.
Okay, so specifically the Nashville shooting was by a former student named Audrey Hale, 28 years old, and he brought in a rifle and a pistol. These two weapons shot a total of 152 rounds, killing 3 kids and 3 adults. Specifically 3 9-year-old kids, a custodian, a substitute teacher, and a head of school. The police said it was random, and another interesting fact was that he bought 7 weapons legally and brought them home. This came from CNN, and this was my summary.
Now, since we've had some background on when the most shootings were, what the biggest one was, and some background on the Nashville shooting, let's go to some statistics. So, as of 2022, in 2022, there was 46 school shootings. 91% of school shooters are male. 27% of students in 2022 school shootings have been killed. 948 shootings have taken place since the Sandy Hook in December of 2012. 288 school shootings have been in the United States since 2009. 134 school shootings. Of the 134, 8 of them occurred in private schools and 122 took place in public schools. Since the shooting in the Columbine High School in 1999, 331 of them have been within the K-12 school district. 369 people have been wounded, 185 killed, and 311,000 students have been affected by school shootings.
And then we're going to talk about some of the negatives associated with student preparations in school shootings and situations involving school shootings. So I found this on amnesty.org, and some of the negatives I found was during an actual emergency, kids are not actually taking it seriously, and they're using it as like what they use it as during a lockdown drill. They use it as socialization time. They don't take it as seriously as if they should, and they struggle getting to their safe zone in a good amount of time during an actual emergency. And some of the panic that is caused during the school shooting is not just by the shooter, it is caused in part by the disorganization because of lack of prep from students. And this is in all of the classes. So something about our school in specific, we only go through where to go during a school shooting with like a lockdown drill during the first week, during like the where to go during like fire drills, tornado drills, the like on the name of it. And if we did more of that prep during like throughout the trimester instead of just during the start of the school trimester, I feel like it would be a better part in keeping our students safe and in turn making it so they're more prepared on a readily basis for if there's an actual school shooting. I also found on a PDF by directcalifornia.gov that the use of overthinking and overpreparing can become a problem because students become too comfortable with practicing during lockdown drills and in turn not taking it as seriously as they should. And we only prepare 2 times a year as a school district, and that I feel is a problem because if we prepared more or less, it is just not a good amount. I feel like if we prepared more or less like randomly throughout the school year instead of just one at the beginning, one at the end, it would be more beneficial in having us remember where to go during the school shooting or lockdown drill and where to go if there is that actual emergency, because the disorganization because of it is what causes more people to die.
So, questions?
Now that we have heard from Alex and the student preparation negatives, let's move on to some safety. We should have more safety as a school district throughout parking lots and outside of the school building, and mostly at main entrances with more cameras around and like people patrolling. 1 year after this shooting at Columbine High School, the former President Bill Clinton pledged an additional $60 million to enable more safety within the schools and more investments to hire 452 officers to make our schools safer. Overall, schools are still quite safe. School shootings are very, very rare, said David Reedman, the K-12 school shooting database founder. His tracker identified 300 schools with gun incidents last year, a tiny fraction of nearly 130,000 schools in the United States. School shootings account for less than 1% of the total gun deaths suffered by American children.
To reinforce that prevention is preparation, both on the students' parts and the teachers' parts, as well as other faculty members. This includes practice drills, so what Alex was trying to say. So that includes a good plan, which includes not only the floor plans of the school, but also security maps, which is basically just instructions from the higher ups, so the principal, etc. And my information came from the DOJ, which Alex also mentioned us doing lockdown drills, fire drills, and tornado drills. And lastly, our last solution is more security, so controlled building access. So this would include the orange rectangle, which is the doorbell, which has a built-in camera and a button allowing communication between the office and whoever wants to get in. This way, the office is able to check and make sure that this person is actually allowed in, coming from the Office of Justice Program, or OPJ. So like I said, the orange is where it would be located, and this is also where ours is located.
So to restate the final problems, there are too many people being affected, there are too many school shootings and threats happening each year, there is not enough control within the building, and there is not enough practice happening. School shootings as a whole is a huge problem to our society. We are not having a safe place to have good education. This is affecting a lot of kids' mental health and many other things. Being able to come to school and to feel safe is something that should be happening for every student in their lives. Now, it may not just be school shootings why kids are not feeling safe, but school shootings is one of the biggest problems. And we should really listen to our solutions, and we should work on making school a safer place for everybody.
Problems we had talked about are problems indeed. The solutions that we covered were also fantastic. Thank you, Hannah and Biz. And to be frank about it, I feel like the best solution, and we agree as a group, the best solution is not just one solution, both of the solutions. So we should reduce the amount of points of entry into the buildings and increase security measures along with that. And then also practice lockdown drills and emergency situations like that in case there is that emergency more often in the classroom. For instance, more often during the trimester, not just in one classroom, more often in all of your classes, stuff like that. So we choose all of the solutions that we've listed as our final solution that can help save kids from in-school shootings.